Well, here's a nice piece of work created using GCAD Plus. The intention here was to redesign this rear garden area, and the client wanted a more formal approach. When the people entered from the side gate and around, they'd pick up this formal path through here. And he's been trying to hatch that complex shape, and it has failed. If I pick any part of that hatching there, is just an individual line, and if I zoom in on the hatching, see it's just a short line segment around what will be some sort of rubble, rock or whatever. So he's obviously tried to hatch and failed, and let's now see if we can overcome the problem. Why is this shape not hatching? If I pick it, you may be able to see that there are a large number, 332 vertex points there, and it goes on up to an even greater number. So there are a lot of vertices there that might be causing the problem. Sometimes a shape isn't closed, leave a small gap, and hatching won't work. But let's see if we can zero in on why it won't hatch. I've made 2 copies of the shape here and here, and I've examined them fairly closely. Notice that this one here is not closed. If we look at the polyline, it consists of lines and arcs, and here it is closed. So if we pick this one here and make it closed, and then we'll try hatching again. So draw, hatch. I'll pick up the GCAD Plus ISO hatch pattern because I believe this is a metric example. And I'll just pick some sort of, we'll come down here and see if we can get some sort of rubble or rock. There's river rock hatch pattern there. And we'll say, let's select the entity and we'll pick it. And now hit enter. So it's being hatched with river rock. We've picked the entity. The scale, we'll set a scale. We always aim for a density of about 1 to 3 or so. So we think a density of 1 needs to be changed to something like, that'll be quite close, 129. We can reduce it by, if we put the scale there and maybe there, that's a scale of 100, and we'll try that. And nothing happens, so hatching fails. Now remember that this is not a closed polyline, but if we take the same shape and close the polyline, and we'll try and repeat that hatch. Select the entity, hit enter. We'll leave everything the same, the hatch pattern and the density, and we'll say OK. Now, bingo, it hatches. So the only difference between these 2 shapes is one is closed and one is not. And what that tells us is that if you want to hatch a shape, GCAD Plus expects that shape to be something like a polyline or a complete circle, and then it will work. But if you leave the polyline as we did here, or as our user did, quite open, not closed, hatching will fail. So I hope that answers his question.